Welcome to Meaningfulness, Engineering Purpose in a Complex World podcast series. I'm Djeff B., Principal Architect at Meaningfulness Media Group, where we build rigorous frameworks to uncover objective meaning through authentic connection, ethical systems thinking, and responsible stewardship in an age of AI and informational chaos. If you're seeking evidence-based insights on philosophy, psychology, and human flourishing, you're in the right place. Let's begin.
All right, let's talk about choice. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on all those decisions you make every single day, from your morning coffee to the phone in your hand, and we're going to ask a really simple question. How real is that choice? Really? Just picture it for a second. You're standing in a supermarket aisle. It is a full-on festival of options, right? You've got vibrant packages, flashy labels, and every single one is telling you a story, promising a better experience. It honestly feels like the peak of freedom, this dazzling show of variety. But what if it's just that, a show? And that's really the core question we're digging into today. We're going to investigate just how much of the variety we see is the real deal, and how much is just a carefully built illusion, one that's designed to steer our decisions without us even realizing it. Now, what's wild is how personal this can feel. The person whose work inspired this explainer had this exact moment. They were buying this oat cluster cereal, totally sold by the rustic-looking box and the handwritten font that they were supporting some small indie business. Well, a quick Google search told a very different story. That small batch brand was really just one tiny arm of a massive corporate giant. And you have to understand, this wasn't some mistake. That feeling of being tricked, it's all part of a much, much bigger strategy. It's what we're calling the grand illusion, where the whole stage of the marketplace is designed to look way bigger, way more diverse than it actually is. And that's the secret at the heart of the whole illusion. So while it looks like there are hundreds of different companies all fighting for your attention, the truth is a tiny number of massive corporations own almost everything. They have absolutely perfected the art of looking like they're competing, all while they quietly consolidate their power behind the scenes. So, how in the world do they pull off this magic trick on such a global scale? Okay, let's break down the main tactics they use to build and maintain this whole illusion of choice. First up, you've got something called brand proliferation. This is the classic move where one company creates a whole army of different brands just to fill up every single corner of the market. I mean, think about the soda aisle again. You might be choosing between brand A and brand B, thinking you're picking a side, when no, the money from both just flows right back to the same parent company. It's not a choice between rivals, it's a choice between identical twins wearing different shirts. Next, they hit you with product differentiation. Now, this is the fine art of making tiny, usually meaningless changes, and then marketing them like there's some kind of revolutionary breakthrough. A new and improved formula, a cooler-looking box, a slightly different flavor. These are all pitched as must-have innovations, and it creates this sense of progress and choice where really not much has changed at all. And this plays perfectly into a key psychological trick, the paradox of choice. See, researchers have found that having too many options doesn't actually empower us. It kind of paralyzes us. It gives us anxiety and makes us less happy with whatever we end up choosing. And marketers, they know this. So they hit us with this overwhelming wall of options, this illusion of variety, and then they gently nudge our confused brains toward the one or two products they wanted us to buy from the start. Okay, so that's the theory. Now let's dive into some case files and see how these tricks actually play out with the stuff you see on the shelves every day. First, let's go to the electronics store and look at the classic three-tier pricing trap. You've seen this a million times with phones, with laptops, you name it. There's a basic model, a mid-range one, and a premium one. Seems fair, right? A choice for every budget. Well, it's a setup. Just look at this breakdown. The basic model is almost always a little weak. It's missing a few key features, which makes the next step up feel like a no-brainer. Then you have the Ultra model, which is packed with features you'll probably never use at a price that's just whoa, way too high. What are they really for? They're decoys. They exist only to make the Pro model, the one with the best profit margin for the company, look like the smartest, most logical choice on the table. You walk away feeling like you made a savvy decision, but you were actually herded right into the product they wanted to sell you all along. Okay, now let's go back to that beverage aisle we were talking about. It's an absolute ocean of brands, right? You've got sodas, health drinks, fancy waters, energy drinks. I mean, surely this has to be a world of cutthroat competition. But this chart, well, it tells the real story.
Just two companies, Coca-Cola and PepsiCo, control a jaw-dropping 70% of the entire global market. That huge wall of choice is mostly just a carefully arranged museum exhibit curated by two giants. So your quest to find that cool, independent drink brand, it often leads you right back into the pockets of a duopoly.
And believe me, this illusion is absolutely everywhere. It's in fast fashion, where just a few mega corporations decide what's in this week. It's in tech, where tiny upgrades are sold as game changers to make your current device feel like a dinosaur. And it's in all those seasonal goods, creating this artificial need to constantly buy the newest thing. It's a system designed to keep us wanting more. So the big question is, why do we keep falling for it? Well, here's the big reveal. It's because these companies aren't just selling products. They are expert practical psychologists, and they know exactly which levers to pull in our brains to guide our decisions. Let's start with the big one, the anchoring effect. You see a sale price next to a much higher price that's crossed out, the original price. What happens? Your brain immediately latches on or anchors to that first higher number. So suddenly, the sale price feels like an amazing deal, even if that original price was totally made up in the first place. Your idea of what something is worth has just been successfully manipulated. Then you've got social proof. As humans, we are hardwired to follow the herd. When we see tons of 5-star reviews, testimonials, or our favorite influencer raving about a product, our brain takes a shortcut. It just assumes, hey, if all these people are into it, it must be the right choice. And marketers use this instinct to build a powerful sense of everybody's doing it around their products. And oh, the list of these mind hacks just keeps going. There's the decoy effect. We saw that one with the smartphones. There's scarcity and urgency, the limited time only sales that trigger our fear of missing out. There's even subtle stuff like color psychology. And of course, the halo effect, where our love for one product from a brand makes us automatically assume everything else they make is just as great. Okay, I know, this all sounds kind of bleak, like we're just puppets on a string, but we're not. So how do we fight back? How do we break the spell and start making choices that are actually, truly our own? It really comes down to 4 steps to reclaim your choice. Number 1, educate yourself. A little digging online can reveal a lot about who really owns the brands you're buying. Number 2, be skeptical. Once you start spotting these marketing tactics, they lose their magic. Number 3, actively support real alternatives. Look for local shops, small producers, truly independent brands. And finally, number 4, practice mindful consumption. Just before you buy something, pause for a second and ask yourself, do I really need this, or have I just been made to want this? Because in the end, awareness is your superpower. This grand illusion of choice, it only works if we're not paying attention. The moment we become active, informed consumers, we start to turn that illusion back into a reality. So the next time you're standing in that aisle, staring at that wall of options, just ask yourself, who's really in control here?
That's all for this episode. Thank you for joining me on this exploration. If these ideas resonate, continue your journey toward objective meaning and authentic connection at meaningfulness.com.au, where you'll find materials and resources to engineer purpose in your life. Until next time, let's build something meaningful.